Hi, I'm Anthony,
Hi, I'm Iris.
and welcome to our garden.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about bugs, friends or foes. First, we're going to talk about a good bug. And as you can see, this is the carpenter bee. This little fellow or young lady is vital for our garden production. It pollinates everything, flowers, the plants, the fruits, and it helps with the balance of the ecosystem because you have the bees. The bees pollinate the fruits and the vegetables, and then the birds come in and they eat the bees. So everything works together in perfect harmony. So we love the bees in the garden. As you can see, these are leaf-footed nymph bugs, which means they're young bugs. This is the biggest problem I have in my garden. These bugs are known to feed off of eggplants and tomatoes and peppers and other vegetables in the gardens, and they cause damage to the fruit with their piercing, sucking mouth parts. Oh, and they like to congregate together in groups. So if you see one, most likely you see more. And I like to treat them with some insecticide. It's a gentle, it's so organic, and it stings them and suffocates them immediately. And that group is done. So you're stopping the life cycle of them. And so, but they will do damage, and they are bad bugs. I want to make mention of the hummingbird. He's not a bug, but he's vital to our garden. He feeds on the nectars and the insect, and he plays a vital role to keep a harmony in the garden. This little fellow is a grub worm. These little boogers are bad on your roots. They are grub worms, which will turn into Japanese beetles or June beetles, which they have a full life cycle. So what we have to do is break their life cycle. They have like 4 different stages where they lay their eggs, and the eggs turn into grubs, and then the grubs turn into the pupil, and the pupil turn to the adult. So what you want to do is you want to not water as much because they thrive in moist areas, and you want to spray your soil with some insecticide, or you want to get you some beneficial nematodes. Those are real good to get rid of them. There's also some you can find in the stores grub killers, and that way you can start treating them. And you have to treat them early because they get deep down into the soil, and they can overwinter and then resurface in the spring when everything starts to wake up. And then one day your garden is looking good, and the next day it's not. So we want to treat those immediately. So that is one harmful bug. You see this here? These are aphids. These are bad insects. They're small, soft-bodied insects that can appear in green, black, white, even pink. They feed by sucking the sap from the leaves and stems, which causes curling, yellowing, or stunted growth. Aphids also produce a sticky substance called honeydew that attracts ants and can lead to mold. But the good news is you can control them naturally. Spray the plant with water to knock them off, or you can use an insecticide or neem oil, or invite some beneficial insects in like ladybugs or lacewings to feast on them. Early detection is key to keeping your garden healthy. This is squash bug eggs. These little boogers are bad. They are common pests on squash, zucchini, and pumpkins. And what they do is they suck the sap out the leaves and the stems. They usually lay their eggs on the underside of the leaves. What you have to do to get rid of these is prevention. You got to stay on top of it. What you want to do is start treating them as soon as you see it, or start you a cycle of spraying with insecticide and neem oil, so you can make sure that you are staying on top of it, because they're on the underside and you're not going to be able to see them until it's too late, and then they would have hatched and created havoc. So like every 2 weeks or after a rain, make sure you spray with some neem oil or with some insecticide. Look under your leaves. Some people vacuum, some people take some tape and pick them off, or hand pick them off. But these are some very bad bugs, and they can produce bad adult bugs, so we have to treat them immediately. This is the handiwork of armyworms, one of the most destructive pests in Zone 8 gardens. These caterpillars feed on your leafy greens and other crops. You'll often notice large sections of damaged leaves or seedlings stripped overnight. What they do is they hide in the soil during the daytime, and at nighttime they make their mark. To manage them, you need to inspect regularly, handpick if you can see them, and then you want to encourage natural predators like birds to feed on them. Use row covers and organic sprays like BT to help protect your young plants. This is the best way to stop an armyworm attack. This little fellow is an eastern black swallowtail caterpillar. You'll often spot it munching on your parsley or dill, your fennel or your carrots in the garden. At first, it may look like a bird dropping, but as it grows, it develops striking green, black, and yellow stripes. While it may be nibbling some of your herbs, it's not a pest. It's the larva of a beautiful swallowtail butterfly, an important pollinator. If you can, leave a few plants just for them, and you'll be rewarded with butterflies fluttering through your garden later in the season. This little fella is a milkweed bug. You usually find them hanging out on milkweed plants, where they feed on the seeds and the stems and on the pods. While they look alarming, they are not truly gardening pests. They don't harm butterflies or caterpillars, and they rarely damage other plants. In small numbers, they're just part of the ecosystem. But if you notice a large population, you can handpick them and remove the old pods to keep the numbers down. Think of milkweed bugs as more as a neutral insect. Not quite a friend, but not really a foe either. This little fella is a dragonfly, one of the garden's most efficient natural pest controllers. They are fast flyers that feed on mosquitoes and gnats and other flying insects, helping keeping the garden pest free. Dragonflies don't harm your plants at all. They are purely beneficial. You'll see them skimming over ponds and streams or even open gardening beds. The way you can encourage them is just give them a little water and let them patrol your garden. Think of them as tiny, living mosquito fighters, and they are a beautiful addition to your outdoor space. And this is our gardening friend, the lizards. Lizards are quiet but powerful allies in our garden. They feed on insects like beetles and caterpillars and spiders, even mosquitoes, helping naturally control pest population. Most lizards in Zone 8 are harmless to plants and are beneficial predators. You'll often find them basking in the sun on rocks or gardening walls or fence posts. Encouraging lizards are simple. Provide sunny spots, rocks, and mulch for them to hide and hunt. They are natural little pest fighters, and they make sure that our ecosystem is healthy. So we are very thankful for our friends, the lizards. I hope this information was helpful to you. And remember, if you take care of the garden will take care of you.